Hey guys, today morning we put up an interesting quote on our Facebook page which went something like this: sales is 90% conviction and 10% persuasion. And a lot of people said, there was an interesting argument going on: is this true or not true? A lot of people wanted us to create a video on this particular topic, and that's what we thought. Let's do this for them.
Absolutely.
So, uh, do you need to believe in your product that you're selling as a salesperson or as an entrepreneur? Absolutely, yes. I know it sounds cliched. You might have heard this multiple times over, but if you don't believe in what you're selling, trust me, you're not going to be successful in sales. It's very important that you genuinely think that your product or service is going to help the end user. This product or service is going to make the life for the user a lot better, right? At whatever magnitude, but it is going to genuinely benefit the user. JD, what's your take on this?
There is no iota of doubt in my mind that if you're going to be super class, world class in selling, then you better work for organizations or product or services which you coherently believe. Otherwise, what will happen is that you will fall flat on your face, because if you cannot sell your product or service to yourself or your family members,
Right.
there's no chance you're going to go outside in the world and tap your customers and convince them to buy your product or service.
Absolutely. So there are two situations here. A product or service which you're selling, and you can use it yourself. Let's say, you sell Mercedes Benz,
True.
and probably you can't buy one for yourself, but in which case you probably talk to customers who've got a Benz right now and listen to their stories and get convinced by it that, hey, this is the car that I want to buy first. So if you had that budget, if you had that money, which car would you buy, a Benz or another product, right?
True.
And or if suppose you are in the business of selling laptops, then you better have the brand that you are selling, right? It's extremely crucial, because that's the true test of character. And here's the best part: if you don't believe in your product or service, the customer will sense that, because your body language is going to give it out, your voice modulation is going to give it out. Remember, the body speaks more than your words. As a rule of thumb, it's 738-55. 7% of your communication is just the words. 35% is your voice, the tonality of your voice, and a whopping 55% is your body language. So it's just 7% words. The rest is all, the way you appear, the way you come across. You would have seen a lot of salespeople who talk with so much of confidence. Remember, they're not the best in the language. They don't have fluency. But that confidence comes from inside, and you buy it just because that guy looks very, very confident.
Absolutely.
Because you think that this guy can solve your problem, not so much for the product, but the confidence that this person is showing. You buy for that reason. So it's very, very crucial that you show that confidence to your customers. JD, you're telling us about.
I'll give you 2 pointers on
Yeah,
there,
sure.
which will further, substantiate the point we are making. Is the greatest salesman, Steve Jobs.
Right.
So when he started this company, Apple, from his garage, he has spent all days and more calling investors
Right.
to invest money in his dream, in his mission,
Right.
and in his company. That's what it takes, actually, to have conviction in whatever your product or service is. That is one point. And the second point is, as per studies, it is clearly proven that people who believe in their product or services have got 92% chances of closing or making that deal.
Right.
So that's how important it is, Anmol.
Absolutely. So if you are in a sales job, if you're an entrepreneur or a sales professional, and somewhere back of your mind you're still not convinced with what you are selling, you have two options. Either you convince yourself,
True.
right? You brainwash yourself into genuinely believing that, hey, this product is actually good, or you quit that job.
Yeah.
Right. I had a friend, again, not really a client. He was a client, but before that, he was a friend of mine. And he was into a job where he was selling something, and he himself didn't believe in that product. And by the way, this happens to be a big company.
Yeah.
And this was a moral dilemma, because he was selling it to a certain extent. He was not the best sales guy, but he was kind of making a living off it. But somewhere is, he was confused because he really didn't believe in the product. Okay, he himself told he would talk ill about the product, and I told him that, look, this is not going to work out. You might as well join another company, or be associated with something else where you believe in it. And he actually did that, and now his sales have improved. Nothing changed. He was the same person. Okay, he just changed the product. He started believing, yeah, this product is something that people actually needed, and he's one of the top salesperson in this new company. So don't think of it as, okay, fine, I know the product features, I know the entire specification by heart, I can go out and give this information. No. What's really important is, do you really believe in it? JD, you're telling me this interesting story of Nirma. Before we shut this video. Yeah. Go ahead. I would love to hear it again.
Karsanbhai Patel, when he started Nirma, I think around the 80s, he named the company name Nirma on his daughter who had died of accident.
Okay.
So as a tribute to her, he launched this detergent powder.
Okay.
And in his initial days, he was so very convinced about the product he had that it is definitely better and is going to help people do things better.
Right.
That he took this detergent powder on his bicycle and more.
Right.
And he sold it door to door.
Personally, he went.
He struggled, he understood, what is the customer's feedback, what is the product like, every minute details.
Right.
As an entrepreneur, today his company is worth 2,800 crores.
Wow.
So that can, actually change the game if you believe.
Right.
And there's a downside to it also.
Right.
Let's say that I'm a sales guy and I'm working for you, but I don't believe in your product and your service. So I'm just, first of all, I'm stopping your company from growing.
Right.
And simultaneously, I'm also sabotaging my own career.
True.
Well, I'm not going to make, any higher because I don't believe. So I will not sell. So that is a very, very wrong approach and a wrong mindset.
Right.
Might as well believe and work for an organization. It could be anything, product or service. What do you say?
Absolutely.
It could be.
The shocking part is when we work with so many sales teams, a majority of them, okay, actually don't believe in the product or service. That's also one of the reasons which inspired us to, put that quote out in the morning. They brought into the version that the competitor's product is better, right? And ironically, everyone thinks that, the competitor's product is better, right?
True.
So I don't think that attitude is going to help. So you've got to have that conviction, right? You've got to let your whole being say that, look, this is the product or service. And so you've sorted 90% of the game. The rest is 10%, which is persuasion, which is nothing but communicating that conviction with your prospect, which will happen by default, just by the virtue of the fact that you have 90% conviction, in the product or service. So I hope you agree to this. We can always agree to disagree. Would love to have your comments on this video. If you have any other views or if you agree with us. Guys, thank you for joining us again. Subscribe to this channel. And what we're also doing is, if we're creating videos based on what viewers want. So if there's one topic in your mind that you want us to talk about, that you want us to address, or you want to have a discussion with us, do mention it in the chat. And we would love to get back to you with a video on it, giving you more insights so that you can be a better seller at the marketplace. Thank you so much, guys. This is Anmol Gar signing off.
JD.
And you guys have a great evening ahead.